All right, what is going on, you guys? Today is a glorious day here in San Marcos, Texas. We're at a new skate park. This is the San Marcos skate park. Off the rip, this place is incredible. This is the type of skate park that I always dreamed to have nearby, and fortunately this place is about, I'd say 25-30 minutes away from my place. We got this insanely good bowl section with like quarters to big wall, an actual spine, a good hip, and just overall great flow. But along with riding the skate park, we're gonna be doing another shoe review. Recently, I picked up a new pair of Vans BMX shoes. These are the shoes specifically for BMX, made by Vans. I've done a bunch of these reviews and kind of have been let down in the past by these shoes just because of the sole. I'm not the biggest fan, but we're gonna give these ones another review, really just a first impressions, because you can't give a full review on a pair of shoes in one session. So we're just gonna do like a out the box, how are they type of review. So here we go, boys. All right, so for a bit of context, over the past couple months, I've been riding the Vans Half Cab Pros, and those have been great. I used to ride in half cabs, didn't like them at the time, but now I found that I really like half cabs. But I saw these at the Vans store, so I figured I'd pick them up because they finally made like a neutral looking one. Like, I liked the Kevin Peraz's, but they were too flashy for me. I like a really kind of, I don't know, what do you say? Just a low key looking shoe. I don't need, unless it's like a crazy solid color, but I don't need patterns. But nonetheless, very basic, kind of looks like just a Vans classic at face value, but there are a few things which I really like off the bat. Again, they have this extra space on the sole in the front for like foot jams. That's nice because I do a lot of foot jam stuff. And they have the tail whip pad on the side, which used to be rubber, I believe, on the Kevin Peraz's, but this, it looks more kind of like a plastic, like a leather with a plastic on top, but it's right in that position where you get a lot of wear and tear from tail whips. And you got this really beefy sole going around that looks like it'll hold up pretty well from going against your cranks. And it's kind of like a mid-size cut, kind of like the half cab, which is nice, so you get that good ankle protection. And you have the Vans BMX sole. As you can see, it still has the sticker on it. I rode around a little bit. They feel sticky. I mean, I have the Alienation pedals, which are insanely grippy. It's very comfortable. It already feels like it's had a couple sessions in, like it's pretty broken in, which makes me nervous because that tends to make the sole weaker, in my opinion, in what I've experienced. But we'll see, because you should really shoes should last, in my opinion, after like hard riding, especially with metal pins, I'd say like 3 months. I think 3 months is a good kind of like minimum for a shoe to last for hard riding. But if you guys feel different, let me know in the comment section. But that's typically where I'm at with a new pair of shoes. So we're gonna ride around, get some clips, and I'll give you some of my impressions while riding, and then at the end of the session, my overall kind of impressions. So here we go. I'm very excited to be here. This park looks really fun. Again, super smooth, and it might be my new favorite skate park here in Texas. So let's go, boys. Let's start off with a clip on that thing over there. First drop in, first test of this shoe. And we're gonna test if it can flare. That's important to me. If you guys haven't noticed on this channel, we're a flare channel most of the time, so we're gonna test that. So far, these shoes are feeling pretty great. Really grippy, but I could almost guarantee that's because of my pedals. They're comfy on the side, so I like that. But we're gonna really put the front part to test and do a whip to foot jam whip over there. So here we go, boys. Let's get it. Go. So far, I'm really liking these shoes. My first impression is definitely better than the high tops. I don't think I'll ever get those high tops again. But these kind of mid tops are really nice. They're super grippy, and on that whip to foot jam whip, it didn't feel like much. Usually there's a little bit of, ooh, that kind of hurt. But this front pad definitely helps out a lot. And with tail whip, the side padding is really good, especially kind of like that whip guard. I am interested to see how long that whip guard actually lasts because it's not very big and it's only kind of threaded in. So that will be interesting. But so far so good on these. I think we're gonna get a line. We're gonna somehow link together the Fufunu Saga and the Toboggan Saga in one line. So here we go, boys. All right, so the line here is gonna be foof this quarter, which will officially be the biggest and steepest quarter I've ever foofed. And then we're gonna go right in and toboggan this hip. And I love this hip. Hopefully I'll still love it after this toboggan, but I've never tobogganed a hip before, so this will be exciting. So here we go, friends. Here we go, the continuation of the foof and bar saga. Let's go. Okay, not bad. All right, not the best toboggan, but I'm definitely gonna take it. Stoked with that. Also stoked on that foof. Definitely getting more comfortable with those. And those have always been scary, so good on it. All right, I saw something that's kind of neat that I think would be kind of neat to do. Over here, there's like a quarter and then like a small euro, but it's like pretty tight at the top. I think I could flip out of that bar in to that. Pretty street if you ask me. Let me know what you think, Eric, because I think my street roots are growing, but here we go. Go. I'm not scared. The saga of the straight flyout backflip continues. Stoked to get that. Now we're just gonna do something that I'm used to and like better than straight flips. Just gonna do a flip fakie line. We're just gonna do a line, do a flip fakie. It wouldn't be a video if I didn't flare and if I didn't flip fakie and whiplash. So just gotta check the last one off and then it'll be a complete video. So here we go, boys. Here we go, the line of lines to complete the JR Hobbs video trifecta of same old stunts. That was actually relatively scary. Let's go, boys. Hyped to get that first try. That quarter to bait bank over there, that thing, right at the wall ride and then just the bar. That is the best quarter to like setback wall. That thing is money. And then this, I'm gonna call her the rainbow quarter. She's beautiful. That thing is so smooth. In fact, all these ramps are smooth. Every single line is super smooth, transition super consistent, and it's nice and tight, and it's just a good skate park. And to be fair, these shoes, they're holding up really well. For a first session, they do, like I said before, they feel like they're broken in, which is great to just throw them on and feel comfortable. But the only thing that does mean, especially from what I've seen from previous ones, is that they're gonna wear down a lot faster, but obviously can't tell that from the first session until the end of the session where we look at the sole and kind of look at everything as a whole. So, gonna get a couple more clips, but I hope you're enjoying this video review bullshit that I'm doing. Love you all. All right, for this stunt, we're gonna just do a nice chiller whip tap on that quarter. And then this quarter to steep bank hip that I'm really enjoying, I'm just gonna do a nice style steez tuck no hander on it. Should be great. I suck at tuck no handers, but we're gonna do it because we have new shoes. So here we go, boys. All right, here we go. Gonna get this whip tap and then absolutely chicken out on the tuck no hander. There we go. Oh, I told you. God damn it. All right, I absolutely called it the last one where I landed a beautiful tail up to tire tap, but chickened out on the tuck no hander. Way to go, JR. You're so great. There we go. I'm style and I'm speed. Oppo bar? Nope, not a chance. All right, guys, I'm cooking. It's really hot out here. One thing about this park is there's no shade besides that thing way down there. I'm cooking in this Texas heat. So we're gonna go back to my house right now, and then I'm gonna give you my final thoughts on the new Vans BMX shoes and if they're worth buying or if they're not. So I'll see you guys like right now. All right, so we just got back from the skate park. I showered. I feel a lot better. It was hot out. But I'm gonna give my final thoughts on the new Vans BMX shoe. We have it here. Again, I don't think one session is gonna be enough to really give my full opinion. So this is just like first session out of the box. It's a good shoe. The bottom of it, the sole, the most important part, the sole of the shoe, the heart and sole, held up really well. Again, it was super grippy with the Alienation pedals that I have because the pins on those are absolute monsters. So I could basically ride with Crocs and be fine. So didn't really have much trouble there. They look pretty new. There's some pretty good digging and marks in the bottom of it so far, but nothing crazy, just kind of be like average stuff from a session. So it'll be interesting how that progresses over time, because look here, that's this shoe, and then what I've typically been riding, these are my half cabs that I've been riding for probably 3 months. Still in pretty good condition, but they, I mean, there's definitely some wear and tear in that. One thing that I do notice, which I like a little bit more about the classic waffle sole, is the waffle travels all the way down here. So no matter where your pedal is going to be, you have a place for your pins to go. And I don't know why kind of this BMX cup, like why it changes the pattern down here and also here and then this section. Like I feel like these ones specifically are a little too shallow and narrow for pins and for the platform. Like up here is pretty fine, but it is interesting, and especially down here. I mean, no one catches pedals all the way on your heel. That'd be crazy. Maybe this is for more impact resistance or putting your foot down and stuff, but still really solid. The sides are pretty well padded. I think one thing that I would have to say, which the half cabs take the cake on, is the padding on the side of a half cab right here is pretty consistent across. Like this thick padding here goes all the way down to the side until you kind of get about here where it's a little bit more of a cloth, and this is where the tail up guard is, which I like a little bit more than this BMX one. I feel like it gets a little too soft, and like this is almost straight canvas here where the whip guard is. I do love this tail whip guard. Hopefully it holds up. I did have a pair that ripped right away, so maybe they fixed that, because I did a bunch of tail whips in this video and clearly doesn't have a problem. The other thing is this up here, this extra bit of rubber where you do foot jams. This really does make a difference. This compared to the half cab, which just has that little tiny extra edge. This is so much better. Like that whip to foot jam whip, I didn't feel a thing. Where I usually kind of get like a little bit of a wince and like, ooh, that feels good, that doesn't feel good. But this is huge. This I really like, because I'm a foot jammer. So that was great. Now, again, like overall feel during the session, it does feel like the shoe is already broken in, which is great, because out of the box, getting a new pair of riding shoes, it takes a couple sessions for the shoe to kind of break in and feel good. This already feels good. The only thing that I'm concerned about, which I've experienced with other BMX shoes, is the durability kind of comes into play, where they're less durable and over time they break down a bit more. Again, the sole held up really well during this session, but it's going to be interesting to see how that is over time. So like for example, like the old bend the toe test, like that's 90 degrees really easy. Whereas you take my half cab, which I've been riding for 3 months, like that's a lot stiffer. And I prefer a stiff sole. I know there's guys out there that prefer like a really soft sole. But me personally, I like a pretty stiff sole. I just feel like it has a little bit more control and a little bit more bite on the pedal, but that's just me. And again, this one is actually the shoe I use to catch tail whips, and as you can see, it's pretty beaten up, but they're still rideable. And 3 months out of a half cab is really good. So I do like the half cab. So overall, my impression on the new BMX shoe: great shoe. I suggest buying it. I wouldn't go out of your way to get it. I just saw it at a Vans store and I was starting to get ready to need a new shoe, so I figured I'd pick it up. I like the look of it. I like how, again, it's just a classic Van. It's not too flashy. It's just easy, and I don't know. I think it's just a good looking BMX shoe. Overall rating after the first session, I give it an 8 out of 10 just because I'm very hesitant with how durable it's gonna be. But other than that, it performed really well. It was super comfortable. Foot jams felt great, tail whips felt fine, and I didn't slip a foot, which was great, which does happen occasionally, but what do you expect when you have a new sole? So yeah, overall, 8 out of 10. If you see it in the store, I would definitely suggest getting it. But again, don't go out of your way and pay extra for them because I know they can be pretty pricey. I did get this at a Vans outlet and I think it was like $45. And I know at just like a normal Vans store, I think I've seen them up to like 60, 70. I know for a fact that half cab pros are $75 at a normal Vans store, which in my opinion is pretty steep for a shoe, but the amount of time I got out of this thing, I think it is worth it because it does hold up really well. So there you go. That is my honest review on the Vans BMX shoe. Solid shoe. I'd get it. Wouldn't go out of the way for it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. It's free and I really appreciate it. If you need any bike parts, go to timetoshinebmx.com. And if you want to help the African wildlife and the endangered species, check out vetpod.org. Links down below. And if you want a sweet t-shirt like this, you can go to lymbmx.com. That is my clothing company. Link is also down in the description. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.